we have been discussing goal setting and vision and how they relate to one another. In fact, I remember going to one of these places. I was setting up a small business with one of my mentees, Salas, and I started to laugh. And I said, Salas, this is funny how that when we set visions, sometimes they just come to pass. And it is the miracle that has been happening in my life over and over again. If I want something, I stay with it and I never take it out of my mind. I realize that when God gives you a vision, He doesn't care whether the vision scares you. He doesn't care whether the vision is intimidating to you. All He knows is that He has given you a picture and He has given you a screenshot or a video clip, call it whatever it is, of your future. And that is compelling. God is never going to take it away from you because you are afraid of it. Because He knows that if you follow the step, you can reach there. So one of the things I learned about vision is that there is no need to run away from it. And just because you run away from it, it doesn't mean it stops coming. It keeps coming, and it is better you act on it. So we are going to look at how vision and goal setting can be related. Okay? And one of the most important things is that to summarize everything is that goal setting gives you the ability to hit those visions that you already have. Okay? And this is very, very important. So visions normally is about the future. It's compelling. It's not going. It could be something that can happen in 10 years, but it could still be something that can happen in 30 years. So what we'll do is also relate the two. How can goal setting and vision come together? Now, because you might have heard this over and over again, it is possible for you to just maybe think that this is a cliche. I've heard about it over and over. I know goal setting, I know vision. But calm down, let's go slowly. One thing I want to emphasize is the fact that nothing ever happens if we are not shooting at it. And if there is anything that we get when we are not aiming at it, it is not worth it. Jim Rohn said success is goals. Everything else is complementary. For example, if what you want is to score the goal and then you end up getting a corner kick or a free kick, is that success? No, it's not. So success is goals. Everything else is complementary. So if we do not have goals, if we do not have a goal post, we will just be walking and anything we hit, if it is a free kick, if it's a corner kick, we will just be celebrating. But the truth is that is not the goal. So we, in real life, the only way we put our goal post is our goal setting. And this is important. So when you have the entire vision, you begin to set a goal and say, all right, I know this is big, this may take me 10 years, this may take me 20 years, this may take me 30 years. But I am going to use a technique to at least make it realistic, at least for the next 5 years, for the next 1 year, for the next 1 month, or for the next 1 week. In fact, for today, what am I supposed to do? So this makes the success of 10 years realistic because we are taking care of what is supposed to happen today, right? Makes sense. So now we'll go again. The first thing we do is that you already know we set SMART goals, and these SMART goals is that it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be attainable, it has to be realistic, and it has to be, time bound, right? We know these ones. But I want to bring it to something that you might not have been thinking about lately, and that's the fact that when you have these goals, the first thing you should do is to believe that they are possible. Most times the image you see in your mind is not just possible, but mostly you can achieve much more than even what you're thinking. I told somebody that if your vision is not scary to you, if it doesn't scare you, if it doesn't make you afraid, if it doesn't come as a challenge to you, then it's just an Instagram reel. It is not a vision, because vision is God-given, and God-given visions will take much more than your comfort to hit it. So how do we relate the two? This compelling image that is in your mind that refuses to go away, how do we do it? First of all, we break it down daily, and then we make it in such a way that it is working in a way that it creates systems and structures. Very, very important. In fact, if there's anything you're going away with today, is that we set our goals, we set our daily activities so that it creates systems and structures that make it almost impossible for us not to succeed. For example, setting up a workspace like this, or just your reading cabinet, may look very simple. It may look very simple, but this environment can trick you to read, right? For example, you may feel like reading 30 minutes page every day is a waste of time. But what does it add up when you turn it into a week? What does it add up when you turn it into a month? And what does it add up when you turn it into a year? Everything builds up and it becomes systems. And when these systems are put in place, what happens? They turn you into a successful man. So now, I know you're supposed to set goals that are measurable, goals that are specific, goals that are attainable. But let's bring it down to this, right? Why not set specific goals, measurable goals, and attainable goals, and time-bound goals that when you follow them, your life has some form of automation. Everything that has to do with goals, make sure it has to do with what you do. What you do. That's the first thing about goals. Make sure it changes you to do something. Because when we do something, we tend to become something. And when we become something, we tend to have something. Right? So it's we be, do, have. Immediately you begin to think of these things, that this image that's in your mind, the first thing that you should do is fix goals that make you do, not goals that make you anticipate, not goals that make you expect somebody to do something for you, not goals that make you think about your brother, what your brother can do, what your uncle can do, but what you can do. Fix goals around what you can do. All right? What can you do right now with what you already have? Right? Can you read one page? Yes. Is it in your power to do it? Yes. If you continue to read it, will it change something about you? Of course it will. Then make it part of your daily goals. Do you want to set time for thinking? As casual as it may look, thinking is important. Do you want to set a time for prayer? It's important. Do you want to set a time for having conversations with your friends, for catching up with family? It's important. I always believe that anytime you set goals around what you do, it changes how you behave. It changes who you become, and who you become changes what you have. Now the next thing is structures. Make sure you set goals that forces you to create structures. Now, when I talk about structures, I always talk about people. Who do you have in your life that give you a sense of balance? Who do you have in your life that give you a sense of balance? I always tell people that when they ask me or anybody ever, what do you do? How do you balance your life? Most people tend to beat around the bush saying this and that. But I tell you, if you meet anybody who seems to have any form of balance in their life, there is one thing that made them to have that balance. And it's the fact that they have structures. They have structures. And these structures are people. People stepping up to be in a place where they couldn't have been in that day. To be running the business when they couldn't have been there. To help them fix the family when they wouldn't have been there. So whenever you see somebody doing anything extraordinary, don't imagine they are exceptional. Think about the kind of system that they put in place. Now with the digital age, you can literally use your phone and configure a lot of things about your life. You can put your alarm, but that's not just all. You can schedule your meeting, you can schedule who to call, you can schedule what you need to do, you can schedule what you need to hear. So the power of the digital age should help you have systems around your life. So I said you fix goals around what you do daily, fix goals around structures that you need to create, and use both people and the digital aid, right? And when you do that, you will begin to see that you are making conscious growth and conscious success in your life. Thank you so much.